Hello, good evening all. Hello my dear friends. I welcome you to my YouTube channel CATIA by Sudeep Singh. We discuss design related topics and different software tools for implementing the design in this YouTube channel. In the last video lecture, we discussed about the different tools and toolbars available in CATIA, Sketcher and Part Design workbenches. Today we will discuss about assembly of BENCHVICE. BENCHVICE assembly consists of more than one number of parts and they are to be made one by one in CATIA workbench and to be assembled together. So this file which is in front of your screen is the design file which contains all the design informations for a BENCHVICE assembly. As you can see, this is complete assembled BENCHVICE, but this BENCHVICE assembly has different parts like this base, movable jaw. Now below this there are projection views of the different parts. Like these three are the projection views of the part which is named base. Which one is the base part? If you mark the diagram on the screen, this front view if you mark, then this kind of shape you will get when you look this portion of the BENCHVICE assembly from this direction. So this is your base. This direction gives you front view of the base. Similarly, if you look from top and if you ignore these parts, that these parts are not there, then you will see this top face, this slant surface, this horizontal face and this curved face. Similarly, if you look from the right, you will see this face, little bit part of this face in your view. Like this is your top view, you can see this face which is here, you can see this face which is this slant surface, you can see this horizontal flat surface as this one, and you can see this curved surface like a rectangular, because you are looking from the top, this curved surface will look as rectangular shape. Now what are these dotted views? The dotted lines represent this edge and this edge. Look at my mouse pointer, this edge and this edge. This edge runs through the whole length of the base part. And these four holes represent holes which are made from the bottom side. So in the 3D view you cannot see it, but in the 2D projection it is so. So we have to consider all these views into consideration and make the 3D part. This side view, you see this curved surface. This curved surface looks like this one. So let us start the design. I hope all of you might be knowing basics of projection and design. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section and I will be glad to help you with another video which will discuss about basics of design. Okay, so let us start. Now let us study. First of all, whenever you get any drawing, the first step, I always tell that the first step you need to study the drawing. That from where you will start the drawing so that it will be helpful for you. And you should mark the dimensions also. You should mark the shape of the drawing. Then only you should start. Okay. So looking at this 3D figure and getting these views, I will like to start from the front view. So the front view shape is like this. Because this is a curved part, So I will make this separately. How do I know this from a curved part? If the 3D view is not given, here it is given, so it is easy. For your understanding purpose, I have kept the 3D part also. But from this diagram and this diagram, if you study the front view and the side view, then it becomes clear that this is not a rectangular flat portion, this is a curved surface. So we'll make it separately afterwards. I have already explained you the CATIA tools, so let us make this shape resembling this shape, and let us progress through and make the base part in CATIA. So I have opened my CATIA workbench. I am going to start mechanical design, part design. Then let it be part 1, name, OK. So it will create a part file named part 1. Let me switch to axis system, which I normally do. Then let me put up a origin point to bind to the axis system. Now because I am doing front view, I will be using YZ plane, because front view, my view was from this angle, this side. So let me start from YZ plane, because this is perpendicular to my viewing direction. Let me go to sketcher, means 2D, let me go to 2D. So let me draw a profile similar to this. Mark my mouse pointer. So let me make a shape like this. So I always prefer to start from the origin point. So from the origin point I will start. I will take a tool. I will take this profile tool. The advantage of using profile tool is that I can make any kind of rectangular shape and even curve shape in a single stroke, without stopping my mouse and clicking the tool again. Okay, so let me start. So here I will click on the origin. I will make a vertical line, and I will make my slant surface. Then I will make a horizontal line. Then I will go vertically downwards. Then I will go horizontally rightward. Then I will come back to the same line. You see, when I am bringing my mouse here, I am automatically seeing a reference line, okay, this horizontal line. But anywhere else if I will do, I will let it. So this reference line is basically from this origin point, that if I click here, then directly if I will go to horizontal line, then I will end up on the horizon which I want. So I will click here, then I will click on the horizon. Now let me see if I have done properly or not. Yes. So my shape is like this. Now let me give the dimensions. What is the dimension? Let me give all the dimensions. See, one thing is that if you give dimensions to individual lines, the lines may disfigure. Why the lines may disfigure? The reason is that you are changing the dimension one by one. I will give this dimension something. Okay, this dimension if I click and I will click outside, then it will give some dimension. If I instantly change it, then let us say this value is 144. I will change it to 144. Let us see what is happening. 144. It became small, but because the diagram is simple. In a complicated diagram, if I do give the dimension once, change the dimension, then it will create a problem that the diagram may get disfigured. So first let me give the dimensions as per our diagram. Let me apply Ctrl Z to go back to my value which was by randomly done. Now let me give all the dimensions and make this isoconcentric. You see, the color became green because this line does not need any other constraint. Constraint means it may be dimension, it may be in relation with any other line. So it became green. So I want my whole sketch to be green. It means it will not need any extra dimension. Now the color of the line, now the color of this line is white. It means it needs more information to be constrained. If there is not more information, what will happen? I will left click on the line and I will drag. You see, positions are changing. These are free removable because these are not constrained. These need more dimension to get into their desired shape. But if I give more dimension than a segment or line or curve needs, then its color will become pink. Pinkish color means this color, or this color, this pinkish color. That represents that it is over constraint, means more dimension or constraint has been given than required. So you need to remove some dimensions which should not be there. So our intention is to make the sketch ISO constraint. It is represented by green color. So my simple intention is to make the whole sketch green color. So what I will do is that I will give all the dimensions whatever are given, and I will see if this needs something extra which is not given in the sketch. Sometimes that happens. This drawing needs some dimensions which are not given in the input data, and some data you need to assume. There you need to assume logically, but you should try always to give whatever given data are there. You should give that in the sketch. Okay. So without wasting any more time, let us dive into the diagram. In the diagram you see, I need this height which is given, that is 16. I need this length also, which is not directly given. But what is given? Given is this one is 144. From this point to this point horizontal distance is 16. From this point to this point horizontal distance is 10. So if I add this initially, give whatever dimensions are given directly. After that, if you don't find, then do some calculation. After that, if you don't find some dimensions, then do assumption. That should be the logical step followed for giving any dimension. Okay, I think you have understood. So let us continue. So this is given 16. I will not give here 16, but I will give there some dimension. I will give dimension this line. So what is the process? I will click this line and I will click this dimension. But did you mark something? Let me do it again. So let me remove this dimension. Now see, what I did is that I clicked here. I click this Constraint Tool in the Constraint Tools toolbar, and I got some dimension. What is that? After giving the dimension, see this. What is the color? The color of the tool is normal now. If I click it, see the color changes. Color becomes selected. This is selected. It means this tool is selected. Now if I click this line, I get some dimension. And if I click outside, this dimension is registered. But see the color of the tool. The tool is now deselected. So thing is that if I click this tool once, the tool gets selected. If I give the dimension once, it becomes deactive. Now you have to select it again. But let us say I need to give more than one number of dimensions at a time. So every time I am coming here and click here, and it is a waste of time. So what I can do is that I can double click. So what I can do is that I can double click on this tool. So this tool will not be deactivated until unless I activate some other tool or I press escape. So it will be clear when I do this task again. So I removed all my constraints. So see what happens when I double click here. You press twice on this tool, left click of your mouse. Double. So it became permanently active. How do I check? I click this line, drag it outward, do left click, and I got my dimension value, whatever is the dimension here now, I have got. But still the tool is active. If I click it now, it will be deactivated. without clicking, let me click here because I need this dimension. This is already given in the diagram. This dimension I need, but this is not given in the diagram. The diagram I have this dimension. So I clicked on the line, I took my mouse outward, a safe distance, and I click there, left click. I got my dimension. Here I need to give a horizontal dimension. This is a horizontal dimension 10. This is another horizontal dimension 16. But the difference here is that this horizontal dimension 10 is for a horizontal, but this horizontal dimension is for a slant or backward. This dimension 16 is for vertical dimension for a backward line. This is horizontal dimension for a backward line. This is actually not length of the line. Length of the line will be little bit more than that. Like this 10 is length of this line and also the horizontal dimension. But in this case, for this line, the horizontal dimension and the length of the line are different. So what I will do is that I will click on this line, do a left click and take it out. What is happening? It is giving me the length of the line, but I need horizontal dimension. So what I will do here, without clicking outside, I will do a left click. No, without left clicking outside, I will press right click. When I press right click, it is giving me option horizontal measure direction or vertical measure direction. Horizontal measure direction and horizontal. See how it changes. So now my length has been converted to horizontal measure direction. Similarly, what else are there? Now initially when I am explaining you basics, it will take a little bit more time for explaining me. In the further diagrams, these explanations will not be needed because you will be expert in this, you will be doing these things. Okay. Then I have given this 16, I have given this 10, I have given this 144, I have given this 16. I need to give this 16, this 36, this much. Because I have not done this whole thing, so I will give this 10. And I also need not give this 70 and 38 because these two I have not done. These 1, 2, 3 dimensions are related to holes which I have not yet made. Okay. This also 22, this dimension I have not made. So I need to give two more dimensions, 16 and 26 dimensions. So for 16, my tool is active, Constraint Tool. I'll click on the same line again. It is giving me length, but I will right click on it and press vertical measure direction. So I give my vertical dimension. Now I need to give this 36. 36 is from this top surface and this one. It is not from this line and this top. It is from this line and this one. So I will give it. Up till now I was clicking on the segment and giving dimension. Now here I will give dimension with this line and I will bring my mouse here. By default it is showing the length of this line and see what is the color, violet, because I am giving it twice. So it is redundancy error. So I will click on this line and I will bring my mouse outside and I will click it outside. Now see, my total sketch has become 3. But only problem is that my dimensions what are in this diagram are not reflecting here. But my shape is okay, shape of the sketch is okay, and my dimensions are in place, but value need to be changed. So what I will do, I can deactivate this. I clicked left click on this tool which was active, it got deactivated. Now you see in this tool bar at the last there is a tool called Edit Multi-Constraint. Edit Multi-Constraint means you are changing some dimension, that is edit. Multi means more than one. Constraint means either dimension or relation. Sketch dimension. So you click on this tool. When you click on this tool, it is showing you all the dimensions which are given in the sketch. All the dimensions, and I can change the value. See, if I select this one, what is it is showing? Current value. You can edit this. If you select the second row, you get 25.25 mm, which is the current value. If you select third row, you get another value, that is 33.05. So you need to change the corresponding values. For that, better I will recommend you that you move your sketch to such a position where you can see all your dimensions at a time. So for that, you may need to do some movement. You may need to zoom in, zoom out. For zoom in, zoom out, these are the tools. For pan, etc., these are the tools, but which I have already told you in the previous video. But here I will give you a shortcut. You press your middle scroll button and then you move your mouse. Don't click anywhere. Let me repeat again. You click your middle scroll button, you move your mouse, and your complete sketch will move to some other position. Remember, this movement is happening with the sketch only. The positions are not changing with respect to the origin point. You are just panning your sketch from one point in the screen on the screen to another point on the screen. Now, pan I told you, which is this one. You can click this tool and you can move using left click of your mouse. You can do the same thing by clicking the center button, scroll button, the wheel, press that and you can move. And also, let me tell you how to zoom in and zoom out. You do the same thing again. You press your middle scroll wheel of your mouse and you click right button of your mouse. So you can do zoom in and zoom out. How? Let me tell you again. Press your middle button of your mouse, press right click and release. Press right click and don't hold it. Release the right click but keep your middle mouse button pressed. And now move your mouse up. It will zoom up. Now it will zoom in. Like here zooming. Sorry, I told wrongly. Let me once again tell you. Okay, let me explain how to zoom in and zoom out with this mouse. You press your middle button, that is your scrolling wheel of your mouse, keep it pressed, then press right click of your mouse button and release the right click of your mouse button. Press release. You will see this both side up and down arrow. If you move your arrow up, you will zoom in. If you will move your arrow down, you will zoom out of your sketch. Clear? Let me tell again quickly. Press your middle button or scroll button, keep it pressed, press right click and release the right click. You will see this arrow pointed towards both up and down. You move the mouse pressing your middle button upward and you move the mouse downward. Upward will zoom in, downward will zoom out. Okay? And doing this, you shift your sketch to such a point where you can see both this dialog box for the multi-constraint edit and also the sketch, both simultaneously. So now let me change the values. So let us start with this value. This is something given. This value was 144 in my sketch. So let me put here value 144. Let me not do anything now, but see one thing. What is the color here? This color will change when I will select another value. I selected this one. See, the color has become little bit this. When I selected this got highlighted. It means now whatever dimension I put here, that will be reflecting here. And what does this color signify? This color signifies that edit has been done, but not implemented. If I click preview or OK, this value will be changed. Now it has been edited, but not changed. Okay. So now what is this value? As per diagram, this value is to be 16. And let me mark other values, otherwise it is taking more time. 16, 10, 16, 16, 26. Another point I need to tell you is that this sequence is according to the sequence of constraints applied to your diagram. What does it mean? It means that I gave this value first in the diagram. You remember, I gave the length value first. That's why it became the first value entered into the sketch. So it is last in the list. Then I gave this value, if you remember. Otherwise, you can go back in the video and check it. Fundamentals are little bit important in design, so that you will not be confused in future. Now, if I click this is the value which I gave next. Then I gave next this value. Then I gave next this value, if you remember. Then I gave next this value. So, see next value. See next value. See the last value. So, sequence which you are using while entering the value also becomes a little bit important, and sometimes it synchronizes the things properly. You can use that for your benefit also. Now let me edit the dimensions of these numbers to be 16. Then this was to be 10. Then press this was to be 16. Then press this one also was 16. Now press this was to be 36. Am I right? Let me check. 36. Now I have changed all the values here. Now let me press preview. How it will look. Now it will look like this. Now it is okay. I am satisfied. Let me press OK. Now I pan my diagram to the middle. Let me see how does it look. Let me see whether it looks odd. Yes. But what is that? See, my 16 is very far away from. I have put my sketch so that I can properly see my sketch here. Now my 16 is a little bit far away. I don't like it. I will bring it near. You may not do it. It depends on your style of working. For doing that, I will click on this arrow mark and I will do it again and so see. I will put left click, and without removing the left click, I just drag down. Similarly, I'll put them arranged as per the principles of engineering drawing which you might have studied earlier. Now my sketch is over. Now see, this is the same, but the material is added in the third direction. YZ plane I am working, material is added in the X direction. This material is added in this direction. For adding material, I need to go to 3D because this is 2D diagram. I need to go to 3D. How I will go to 3D? I will press exit workbench. Now in 3D my sketch looks like this. So here I need to add material in the third direction, that is Z direction. I can put in this plus z direction or minus z direction, no problem. But for using that, I will use this tool which I have already told you in the previous video. If you have not seen this video where I have introduced this tool, spoken a few words about this, then you can click the link in the description. I'll put the previous video link in the description. You can go there and check it out. All the tool details are there for sketcher and part model. So let me click this tool, that is pad. I click this tool, a dialog box will come and it will give me some options. It will give me some options. See, what is this? First limit, type. What is the type? Dimension. Means dimension I will have to put here. But other options are there. Dimension up to next. Up to next means if you type up to next, if there is some hindrance on the path of CADing, the material will be added up to that hindrance. It will not pass there. If I press up to last, if there are 1, 2, 3 number of hindrances, what do we mean by hindrance? Any other sketch, any other object, any other line, anything on the path, it will go up to last. Whatever material addition process I do, it will go up to last. If there is a plane, I can move the material, add the material up to that plane also. Up to surface, if there is a surface on the path, material will be added up to surface. Then I have this limit. See, means what is changing, you see, if I click on this arrow, my material will be added in the negative x direction. If I click it again, then material will be added in the x direction. I can increase length. See, the length is increasing on the dialog box and also the value is increasing in the sketch. So what I can do, I can swap this. I can also put here reverse direction. Material will be added either on this direction or on that direction, either in positive x direction or in negative x direction. And I can also do another thing, that is called mirrored extent. What does it do? Let us see. I click here, material will be added in both directions of sketch. Fundamental clear? Let us go to our sketch. Now sketch, see how much the material need to be added, because this is your x direction or the top view. I can see here what is the value from this point to this point. Material need to be added because this is the front view, this is the top view, this is the width. Okay, length, height, width of the bench-wise basin. The value is 60. So what I will do is that I will put here length value 64 by 2, that is 64 by 2, that is 32. Why 32? Because I have put mirrored extent from this sketch, my sketch is at the middle, to this side it will be 32mm material added, to this side it will be 32mm material added. If I count total, it will be 64mm material added. So 64 is 1 and I put here 60. I will press preview and I will press OK. Why I did like that? That I will tell in due course of time during explanation video. That has an advantage, I will say it there. So please stay tuned to the video. Now this part is done. Now what do I need to do? I need to put this part. This part is nothing but this curve. Then I need to remove this material. So in 3D, if I show you, it will be easier for you to understand. I need to remove this material because here material is present, fully filled. I need to remove, and also I need to make this curve profile, which is here in the side view. I need to make it here. Okay, this edge, this edge. I need to make this curve profile. This is or here. So how I will do that? I will put my mouse here so that this whole rectangle will be split. Not this line like this, not this line like this, not this line like this, not this line like this. I will place at the middle, click, and my plane will be selected. Now on this plane, selecting this plane, I will enter into sketch. I will press sketch. So I went onto that surface, but my diagram moved somewhere. I don't know where. So here my disk will fit all in. Wherever anything will be there on the screen, any sketch will come to the center. You got it? I will do it again for your convenience. See, I will go to, now I am in 2D. I am on the surface which I selected, this one. This surface is on the back side, so I can see it, but I am actually on this plane. This surface is acting now as a plane. Let me exit from the workbench. I was on this plane. So let me do it again. I selected this plane and I enter into sketch. And now whatever I will draw now will be on this plane. Now let us see. Now I need to make this profile or profile like this one. Dimensions are given. First let me draw something. Now first let me click on this profile toolbar. After this profile toolbar, let me see my profile, how it is. There is a little bit curve of 3 radius 3 mm, and there is straight line, there is a curve, and there is a straight line, and there is a curve. This radius 3 means this is also radius 3, and there is a comb of 16 mm diameter, and this arc is of 16 mm radius. So I will do, let's see. I will click on this line. Let me zoom in, click on this line somewhere, and I will put a straight line. Now here is the catch, listen very carefully. I am using profile tool, so I don't need to go and draw the line once using line tool, then curve once using curve tool, and do it at a stretch and click here, but I will not release that click because I want to continue some other element here. What is that? Is arc. So instead of clicking and releasing the click here, let me click, and without releasing my mouse, let me move my mouse here. Just follow the path which you want to draw. Like this, your mouse here. Now release your mouse. Bingo! You got your arc. So by that, CATIA software understood that you want to change the element profile or something else because you describe this kind of path. So today, now you see I need this point of the arc, starting point of the arc and ending point of the arc on the same line. That also I can do at a stretch. Otherwise, if I click here, again I will have to go inside this point with the end point. That is wasting of time. So at a stretch, you bring your mouse here and just bring it down until you get this horizontal line. Okay, means it represents that this point and this point are on the same horizontal line. And now you click outside. Sorry. After clicking outside, you get your click and release. Option to make a straight line, and then you can bring your line over here, and you can click on this line, and now you can bring your mouse here and click on starting, your sketch is finished. But see, this sketch is not constrained, it is completely wide, it can move anywhere, even it is not fixed on this line also. So I need to use constraints. See, this is like dancing. So first I need to coincide this line with this line. So what I'll do, I'll select this line, press Control on the keyboard and select this second line, this one. Don't press here, otherwise the rectangle will be press here. Now release Control. Both the lines are selected, and now you go to this one. Constraints defined in dialog box. These are dimensions, these are relations, these are also called constraints. So constraints are not only length, angle, but also relations. Now see, there are many relations here. Some are available to be clicked. If you click distance, you will get the distance, dimension, or length, or angle. Some are not available. Means these relations cannot be established now. Now there is one thing, that is horizontal. Means already while making, I took care that this line will be horizontal. Otherwise, you needed to make it horizontal. Now, I want coincidence. It is here. I will click here. See, it came onto the line. Why this line, upper line came onto this line? Because the below line is already fixed in the previous sketch which I made, which is in the tree here. Sketch. So it became green. It does not need any other dimension. Okay, it will need length. We'll see to it later. Now, what else are there? The diagram you see, we have this 16 radius for the outer curve. So let us make it 16. I'll select the Constraint Tool. I'll click on the curve. I'll bring it outside. So it is showing 18. There is not many dimensions, so let me change it here to 16. Right? 16. 16. R is 16. You see, R is 16. But you see, this curve is falling on this line. Do I have this line? Yes, I have this line from the previous sketch. My arc should fall here, but how to do that? Again, same thing, inside. Okay, let it be here. Let me select this curve, press Control. Let me select this line, not the rectangle, line, and release Control. Let me go to Constraints defined in dialog box. Let me click this relation which is available, that is tangency. If I click this arc will become tangent to this line and will be on that line like this. Okay. Now this relation symbol you see. Do you see? I selected this relation, that is tangency. Now what else are there? What else I need? Okay, this 3 mm will do. We can do it here in sketch. We can do it in we can also do it in 3D view. Let me do it in 3D. Let us see what else are needed. What else are needed? If you are confused somewhere, what else are needed? What else are needed? Then do one thing. Bring your mouse onto the line which is white. Press left click and move it. What is happening? It will give you a fair idea of what you need to do. See, what is happening is that this arc is not moving up or down, but it is able to move right and left. Means it is not having a backbone. It is not having a center point defined, center line defined. So I have an axis here. So intentionally what I have done is that I removed my plane system and entered axis system. I have a reference axis here. Why this reference axis is here? Because this 64 dimension which I am having here, I made it into two parts. I made this side 32, this side 32, so my center line falling on the center here. So I don't need to make or create any other axis separately. I don't need to create any axis separately, and this point is moving. I will fix this point or coincide this point of motion onto this axis, so that this point cannot move right or left. It cannot move up and down now because of this tangency relation, but it will not be able to move right and left if I coincide this point with this axis. For doing that, what is the process? Same program. You click on this point. When you bring your mouse to this point and click it and take it outside, see only this color of the point has changed. Now it is selected. Now press Ctrl, press this line. This line on this sketch you mark, only this green line is selected. Click, left click, release Control. Now both these are selected. Go to Constraints Defined in dialog box and click what is available? Coincidence. Now press OK. But here some error has come. So let us see what is the error. This is a coincidence relation. Let me delete that. Let me Control Z. Now we have selected both of these. Sorry. Now for doing that, what you need to do is that you bring your mouse onto the point and click, left click, your point got selected, and you want to coincide this point along with this axis. So you need to select this axis. Here comes the important decision which we made, that we selected this axis. Press Ctrl, click on this axis, left click, and both of these got selected. Now come to this tool, Constraints Defined in dialog box. Click here, you will get a dialog box, and you will see coincidence relation. Click here. Now see the sketch shifted, realigned itself with respect to the axis, and see the point became green. It became constraint. Now any other thing? Yes, these are still white. Let me left click on that. Okay, so it is asking for length. It does not have any length. So how to get length? Let us go back to sketch. Now let us see, we don't have any length. So what can we do? Instead of length, you see here it is written 50 degree. What is 50 degree? These are extended lines. Okay, 50 degree is between this line and this line. So angle between this line and this line is 50 degree. So you can give that value here. Give that value. Simple. You can, there are many ways. One way is click on constraint, click on this line. It will show you dimension, but we don't need dimension. So without clicking anywhere outside, come here and click on the other line. Now it will show you available forms of angle. We don't need that angle, we need this angle. So click it here. Now this angle is 43, but our angle was 50. Still problem is there. What is happening? Angle is also there, but still. Okay, let us see what is the problem. These are still white. Okay, so what is happening is that I can move my base right and left. There is freedom. I need to restrict that, but how? This line should be divided by the axis. Means my axis should be falling in the middle of this line. But now I am able to change it right here. So if I make this axis on the middle of this line, my problem will be solved. So how will do that? Let us see that. Any other dimension there which we can use? No. take this middle point. What is the relation? The relation is called symmetry. Symmetry, where I will give, I will not give to this line, and this line. This is pyramidal structure. So this shape should not be, see, length is increasing. Now it is long, it is short. It should not be like this. They should be same. Distance from axis should be same, length should be same. So it makes symmetry. How will it make symmetry? First select the first line, press Control, select the second line. Now select the line about which you are going to make the symmetry. Follow this sequence properly. The sequence is very important. First you select these two lines which you want to make symmetry. Then you select the element or axis about which you want to make the previous two symmetrical. Select the third one. Now go to Constraint Tool dialog box. I will find here symmetry is available. Click on symmetry. Click OK. See the sketch is completely clear. Now you exit from the workbench. Okay. Now here what I can do is that I can add material. I have my sketch on where I wanted. I can add material. Then what I will have to do? I will have to make it hole. Where is the hole? You see, there is a hole here. See the hole through which the sound passes. But I want to make this hole in one stretch. Double click on this. I entered into my sketch. Now I will make a circle. So this is my circle tool. I will click on this point. I will make a circle tool. Now I want to give circle dimension. Already circle is selected. I will click on constraint and I will. What is the dimension? What I remember, it was 16 dia. It is 16. Let me check in my diagram. Yes, it's 5 16. It means diameter. See here also it is D16. It means diameter. It means radius. Now that is also done. Now let me go to 3D and now let me add material and see the magic. Automatically this hole also material will be removed from the whole pad. Now I don't want material on this side. I want material on other side, reverse direction. I don't want material on both sides. I don't want any axis system kind of thing which I explained earlier now. So no mirrored extent. I don't need on this side. I don't need on other side. Now, what is the dimension for padding? Dimension for padding is, see, this is the curved part. This curved part is here. I need actually this dimension. Is it available? It is shown. Yes. Is there? It is 22. It is from this side face to this. So 22. Now I need to pad it to 22. So I will select this and 22. My option dimension is selected. Let me check my preview. You can directly press OK also, no problem. But let me check preview and preview. Okay. So I got my material added. What else? Is there something left? Yes, there is something left. See, there is a small curve R3. Let me zoom it and show you. Okay, if I zoom more, it will be seen more beautifully. Okay, see, there is a curve of 3, radius 3 on this side and on this side. But in our sketch here which we have made, if I rotate it, zoom it, there is no curve. I need this line curve. I told you sometime before that we will make it in 3D. Now we are in 3D, so let us make it. How will make it? We use a tool called tool might be hidden. Yes, our tool is hidden there. I need to search for this tool and this is edge fillet. This is chamfer. I don't need chamfer. How it you look, the icon shows that I need a curved surface. So I use H and left click on it. Already I had selected this line, but it is saying what is the radius? Radius, my required radius was 3, but here it is written 5, so I must make it 3. Then it is asking objects to fill in. Objects within bracket you see here S is there, means you can select one object, you can select more than one object also. I needed to make curve for 2 lines, 2 edges, so I can select both the edges simultaneously. Already one edge is selected, which is showing here. You can see all the list of selected edges also clicking this button, and see only one edge is selected. Let us close it. Close from here also. Now let me rotate this and let me select this edge also. See, don't click here when it is showing dotted the whole surface. Click on the edge. Now see, this edge is selected, this edge is selected. Take your mouse outside, you will see both the edges selected. If you are confused, see 2 elements are there. You are still confused. Close it. Now relationship between tangency, then another relationships are also here. But you want a tangent relationship between this face and this face. So now let me click preview and see how it looks. Now let me click OK. Yes, I got what I wanted. Now this much is over, anything else is left. Let me zoom out. Okay, I made this hole, I made this curved surface, I made this surface, I made everything, but I did not make it now the holes. Holes, either you can go to sketcher. Yes, I did not remove this. Here I need to remove the state profile. This profile I need to remove. So let me first remove this profile. So for that I need to make this profile. First let me make this profile on which surface you see. So this surface. I selected the surface. I enter into the surface by pressing sketch. Now it is little bit side. Let me pan it and go to middle. Now I will draw my sketch here. Removing sketch, let me click profile, let me make a similar sketch. Horizontal lines you just make. See, when I am taking it up, now it is blue because it is completely vertical. My mouse becomes white, means if I click it here, it will not be either horizontal or vertical. Only when your mouse shows horizontal vertical relationship during drawing, it becomes blue color. Blue color in horizontal, it becomes blue color in vertical also. Okay. So now take it vertically, see whether it is blue in color, and then click. Make a horizontal line, click, make a vertical line. See, this is means alignment. This point and this point also same line, which is our requirement. Don't click here and there, otherwise you need to give the relation again. Now click here. Horizontal value line, then vertical, bring onto this line, and you see a reference line. You bring your mouse onto this line. Click here. Now bring and close your sketch. Okay. Now we need to give some dimensions. Let us see what dimensions are there. The dimension. See, this is 32 from this point to this point. This is 16. And there are heights. First one is 7 and second one is 16. From here to here 7. Yes, 4 dimensions are there. 16, 32, 7, 16. So let me double click because I am going to give 4 dimensions at a time. So dimensions are 16, 32. Okay. So I will click on here, bring it down, click outside, 16 that was. Then I will click on here and I will click on here and I will put this is 16 and I edit this, double clicking, this is 32. What happened? became shrinking. Okay, that's fine. Let us see. This dimension already my tool is active is 7. Very less number of dimensions, so I am not using edit multi-constraint. I am just changing the values immediately. Now this dimension is 16. So what is this dimension from and to? This line to this line. Okay, this line. 16. Okay, but still my sketch is not completely green. My sketch is not completely green. What else are there? Now this tool is selected. Let me deselect. Then click on this line. Okay, it also does not have a reference middle point. I have again the same axis to my rescue. I can use this and make symmetry this first line and the second line with the axis symmetry, so that distance from the axis to this line and this line, the same axis will be at the middle. Same thing I can do for this line. See, what is it? This line and this line, distance will be same from the axis. So what I'll do quickly, let me do it. First select this line, press Ctrl, select the other line, and let us select the third line. Always select the axis at last. Then click here and then click C3 real. Click this line, click Ctrl, select Ctrl, click on the second line, click on the third line. Now select constant definition, select symmetry. See, everything is green now. Means it is as constant. So now I can do some detail work here. So let me exit from my 2D, go to 3D. My sketch is here. I want to remove material whole length, and the next hindrance is here. So what I will do is that it is selected, sketch is selected, don't click anywhere else. Just click on this two. Okay. Now see what is selected here, similar to pad, dimension. Means I will give here dimension. I can give here dimension, I will have to remember dimension, but what I will do is that example option like next hindrance is up to this face. You see, I will use this one and show you. See, up to this, and I want my material removed up to this also. This one. So I'll select next. Okay. I'll click preview and material is removed proper. Okay, can rotate. Let's see. Yes. Satisfied? My material is now removed. Okay. Now my material removal is over. Everything is over. Anything else left? Yes. I need to make holes. Holes. How many holes? On this side you see 2 holes. No, wrong. On this side you see 2 holes. No, wrong. This is your front view. On the back side of this hole there is another hole. On the back side of this hole also another hole. I said this is side view. On the back side of this also another hole is there. On the back side of this also another hole. Confused? Let me clarify. See, this is your front view. See, this is in the top view you can see all the 4 holes and when I am looking from front, I see this hole only. I don't see this hole because this hole falls just behind this hole. Similarly, if I look from right side, I see this hole, but I don't see this hole because this hole falls just behind this hole, and I see this hole, which is this one, and this hole, which is this one. I see both these holes in the side view, but I see both these holes in the front view. View this and this. I see both these holes. I don't see these holes because these 2 holes fall behind these 2 holes. I think it is clear. Okay. So let me draw these holes. But what is the dimension? Okay, dimension I cannot see from here, but it is written 5/6 type. 5/6 means diameter. 6 means diameter of the hole is 6. Okay, diameter I got. Position. Okay, from this side, the center of this hole is 38. And from this center to this is 70. Anything else? We want depth. Okay, depth is given here 10 meter. So now I have to draw 4 holes. I can draw a hole in 3D, no problem. I'll move to the surface and rotate this one a bit so that I can see the back side view. Okay, now I can see the bottom view or bottom side surfaces, bottom side faces. I can see. Now here I want to make hole. Now the distance which is given here 38 is from this surface, this curve is. This curve is from here 38, from 38 70. Okay, from 38 70, diameter is 6. So what I will do is that first I will click and select a tool which is called hole. In 3D it is available, 2D it is not available. In 2D you have to draw a circle, pocket it. But I will directly make hole. What is the advantage? Really important. So click on this tool and then come here and click somewhere here. When you click, dialog box will come. Here you need to click on options like, see what kind of hole you want, blind or up to next up to last. See, we want a blind hole because you see here the hole is not penetrating up to the next surface, so it is blind. So I will select blind. Now diameter, it is given 10 but I want 6. My diameter is 6. Now depth, how much depth you want? Is 10 written, and my hole depth is also coincidentally 10. See, depth 10. So I will plate it at 10 mm. Now is my hole position this one? No. So I need to change the center point of hole. So I will click here, position sketch. Clicking here, I entered into 2D. Here is my position. This point I can move anywhere. I can take out seconds. I need to constrain this point. How? I need to give its position. But where is the point? If you might have forgotten by now. We have a flat side, we have a curve side, and the distance is 38 from the curve side. But if you are confused, just rotate it a bit and see. Okay, this is my curve side. So this point, distance of the point from this line is 38 mm. So this point is already selected. I will click this and I will click here and get the dimension. What is the value? Value need to be 38. Click on 38. Okay, but still it is not green. This point is not green. Why? Because it can still move right left. This up down distance is fixed, but right left distance is not fixed. So where is the position? Okay, we see. Oh yes, the center point lies from the outside surface 10 mm inside. So position of this point from this line. Press Ctrl, select the line. Both these are selected. Now the distance need to be 10. 10. See, point is now green. So first point is done. First hole. Now you are in 2D actually. I rotated this. Remember? Get into 3D view. Now you are in 2D. So exit workbench. You came to the same dialog box. You just solve the positioning problem for the sketch center of the hole. Now let me zoom it so that I can see it clearly. I made one hole. Okay, but there is another thing. What do you see in this diagram? You see a pointed piece. This hole is not flat. See this point. Here also you see this cone shape. You see this shape comes when you use a drill bit. You get a V bottom. It's not flat bottom. Flat bottom would have been if these two lines would not have been there. So this is a V bottom. V is 118 degree, really 120 degree. So it is giving you option whether it is a flat bottom or a V. Make a hole. Select V bottom. Select preview. Select OK. Now you got a hole. One hole you got, you need to make 3 more holes. How you can make 3 more holes? You see hole here. You need to make another hole here, here and here. Okay, you see the hole which you want to make here is just in the same position but in the opposite other side. This is left side, this is right side. Same location on the right side you want. So what I need to do? I need to mirror it. Mirror is another tool. I need to mirror this hole. But how you need to mirror? You need a reference plane. Because you are doing 3D mirror. Because hole is a 3D element. So you need to mirror it. About mirroring is always done about some reference. Reference can be a plane, can be anything which is plane same. So we need to do mirror. So let me search mirror tool here. Let me remove this one. Yes. Here. Okay. Translation profession. Yes. See in the translation toolbar, this is your translation toolbar. This is your transformation toolbar. In the transformation toolbar, the second tool is mirror. Click on here. So when you click mirror, first you need to select the object to be mirrored. First select the object. Then after you select the object to be mirrored, then you go to mirror definition. Mirroring element means about which you want to mirror. So selection is there and this field needs value and you click on this plane, only this plane in the middle, because you want another hole about this plane. Click on it. You click, another hole will come up here and you press OK and get another hole here. Got it? Without doing much task, we got the same. But how will we get another? Because let me make another hole. Click here. Value already previous value taken 6, 10, blind, B bottom, everything got taken. But you need to position your center point. Now see what is the distance? Distance of this hole and this center was 70, but now you cannot select this center point. So you can give the value from the side 70 plus 38. So click dimension, keep it here, click on this face. So your value need to be 70 plus 38. If you are poor in calculation also, you can write here 70 and write plus and write 38 and press enter. Now you exit. Your positioning is done, values are okay, now you press now you can mirror that also. So clicking mirror, zoom it, select the hole, select mirror, select mirroring element as this plane and mirror. Now our base part of our BENCHVICE is complete. In similar way, how to make other parts also, and then you need to do assembly. So stay tuned to my channel for further parts diagram. I took a lot of time for doing this simple task. The reason is that I wanted to clear you of any doubts which may come in future about the fundamentals of basics of tools. So please bear with me. It will become too long. Okay, in the future, the time will be reduced. So please Please have patience. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Please like the video. If you like the content or the way it was explained, please comment for suggestions. Thank you.